What's going on, guys? Apathetic here with all your tips, recommendations, and everything in between to make sure you are set up for success in the Crucible. And today we are talking about tips for acquiring Randy's throwing knife just a little bit faster. So I'll cover the scouts I use to get Randy's and share how I play when using scouts to complete the quests as efficiently as possible. Let's get into it. So to complete the Field of View quest that we need from Shaxx, we need 14,000 enemies defeated and medals, 2,100 glory earned, and 450 scout rifle final blows. For the glory part of the quest, guys, I wouldn't be super concerned about that piece since comp is much more forgiving now. But the rest of this quest is a grind, and to make sure we can grind as efficiently as possible, we need to make sure we are using the right tools. Which brings me to the scout rifles that I would recommend, and I've got 3 of them. The first one, and this got to be one of my personal favorites, and that is the Meta multi-tool. This is a 200 RPM scout with the intrinsic perk Meta Radar. Radar stays active while aiming down sights. This is the main reason I often find myself leaning towards this scout rifle. Because of the playstyle of scout rifles, it's very easy to become tunnel visioned and get caught laning down one sight for ages without being able to see your radar, and that's how we get caught with our pants down. With Meta's intrinsic perk, I can stare down a lane to my heart's content without worrying about being snuck up on. Because of this, Meta can be very effective for going on those long streaks and acquiring more medals per game, since hopefully we aren't dying as much. Now, another scout rifle I'm very fond of is the Black Scorpion 4SR, and this is a legendary 260 RPM scout rifle. And honestly, I just pulled this one from my collections, which makes it very accessible to anyone looking for a good scout. But if you happen to have a god roll in this weapon, then obviously that's even better. The main thing I like is the faster rate of fire is really nice on this archetype, and I enjoyed this scout the most since it seems to just melt enemies so quickly, and the time to kill felt very nice. For my last scout, I would recommend, and this is old faithful for me, and that's the Jade Rabbit. Jade Rabbit is 150 RPM, hard-hitting, very long-range scout rifle, and I found myself using this weapon most on longer range maps like Widow's Court, where I could literally be killing people from across the map because of the range and impact on this weapon. And while I know this weapon doesn't bring any additional lethality, like kill clip or something like that, I still prefer it because of the range and overall consistency of this weapon. For you guys, I have these 4 quick tips that are going to be very focused on survivability, because the more we can stay alive while we are getting those scout rifle final blows, that will allow us to simultaneously knock out the medals and enemies defeated part of the quest, so that by the time we have completed the final blows for the scout rifles, we will have already hopefully made significant progress on our enemies defeated and medals. So getting into our first tip, in order to get the most of our scout rifle, it's going to be important that we get ourselves into the right mindset. So if you're a more aggressive player, it's going to be a little extra challenging for you because of scout rifle play and the style play it requires. It's going to be all about finding lanes. You need to be constantly setting up in different lanes in the map and just waiting, maybe getting a couple kills, then adjusting to a new lane. This allows you to maximize the number of kills you can get, but also keeps us mobile and makes it harder for the enemy to pinpoint where we are at all times. And basically, guys, you're just gonna kind of be popping in and out of lanes, and this is gonna allow us to, like I said, keep us mobile, allow us to get as many kills as possible, but you're not rushing through these lanes, you're kind of sitting at the far end of them, so we have nice clear sight lines to maximize the usage of our scout rifle. For our second tip, you want to keep in mind, especially when grinding for Randy's throwing knife, to not being afraid to change the scout based on the map. For example, on Widow's Court, I always use Jade Rabbit, but on other maps, I lean towards using my Black Scorpion or Meta multi-tool. This allows us to have the best scout for the map we are playing on, and when using a scout, please make sure to pair it with a close range option like a shotgun, which allows us to defend ourselves when people are trying to close the gap, or don't forget Meta multi-tool and the ability to see your radar. If you find a lot of times your streaks are ending because you're getting caught with your pants down just aiming down one lane for too long, switch to Meta, get that nice radar while you aim down sights to help alleviate that pain point for you. Our third tip for using a scout is when you're laning, always be near cover. And this is important because it will allow you to either peek shot to kill your enemy or have cover to get away. So if you start losing engagement, you can just easily have that cover right there close to you versus standing out in the middle of the open. You're not going to be able to peek shot, you're not going to be able to get away, and it's going to end a lot of good streaks you could have had. Last tip, guys, is don't forget, once you get your 450 final blows with your scout rifle, you can put your scout rifle away, put your best weapons on, and just slay out. For me, once I finish the scout rifle final blows, I put on my Not Forgotten and Toil and Trouble, and at this point I already made pretty good progress on my medals and enemies defeated. So once I put on my Not Forgotten, Toil and Trouble, I was able to just blow through the rest of that part of the quest and really make my life easier. So make sure you're doing the same for yourself and switch to your best loadout once you complete those scout rifle final blows. With that, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed, as it's a free way to support me, and I will catch you guys in the next one.
Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone C lost. Numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Zone B, Captain. You have advantage. 5 minutes. Zone A lost. Have advantage. Iron Lord, 6th front, the Twilight Gap, where Lord Shax earned his name. None fell more guarded. Double down. Zone A captured. You have zone advantage. Zone A lost. Zone C captured. You have zone advantage. If you want it, this battle is yours. Take it! Zone A captured. That's a power play. You took zone A. Now hold it. 3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong.